After a very heated argument with my daughter that led to our estrangement, during the grieving process of that loss, I thought there is something really wrong that I need to fix. I don't even think I had a perception of self. I was an enabler. I was a people pleaser. I wanted everybody around me to be happy. I was scared to death to rock the boat. Just never felt that anything I did was good enough. Anything I did was right. I couldn't win for losing. And I became very resigned to the fact that I was just not okay and that this was the life that was going to be my life until it wasn't my life anymore. I really believed there was something inherently wrong within myself that no one could reach, that I was unfixable. I've been in and out of therapy for 35 years. I ran the gamut from A to Z, from astrology to Zen meditation, counselors, doctors, psychiatrists, behavioral therapy, EFT, name it, I tried it. If there was one iota of reasonability that this might work for me, I tried it. My relationships were not going the way that I was hoping for, although I was really giving them 100%. And I found that the harder I tried to make a relationship work, the more off-put people were. And I understood that I had flaws, that I could be overbearing or smothering, and it was being interpreted as controlling, and it was really affecting my relationships with the people that I loved. To the point where they didn't want to be around me, I was getting so controlling. I got to the point in my life where I couldn't sit still for any length of time without my mind racing or my body feeling like I had to be doing something constructive. It got immediately to the crux of what was going on inside of me. It resonated immediately. The program approached it from the point that what was going on with me was not my fault, but that I was responsible to fix it. And the tools were so simple to use, not easy, but simple to use, that it motivated me, because in using a lot of the tools, the results were immediate. Some of my relationships improved immediately. Some relationships I had to let go of, and other relationships are now in a state of flux and renegotiation. I felt freer to be who I really am, without the risk of them leaving. Because if they did, it was going to be okay. And I found out that underneath a lot of that junk I was carrying, there's a really neat person under that. I wanted to improve my relationships with the other people around me, not knowing that the benefit was that ultimately I was going to improve the relationship I had with myself, and that the improved relationships with others was a byproduct of that. That my goal was not really the goal that I should have been looking for, that it was just this happy manifestation of coming in touch with what I really felt and how I really thought, and then acting on it. I'm much more grounded. I'm much more focused. I have a purpose in my recovery. I'm a lot calmer. I have come to believe and own that I am enough. My gosh, that enoughness can manifest so many wonderful, wonderful things. What I know now is that I am the master of my own destiny, that I am enough, that how I think, what I say, has a direct impact on the quality of my life. I know now that if I need validation, I can find it within myself. I've let a lot of people off the hook, and I'm able to take responsibility for my own life. I was ready. I was ready to do whatever it took to make the changes necessary to bring peace to my life. The way the program is laid out made it so easy. It made it simple but not easy to get to the crux of what the problem was, which was me and how I was thinking for the majority of my life. Knowing that it wasn't my fault eradicated the false beliefs that I was just inherently a bad, unlovable person. Was the fact that the program is easy, it is simple, although it isn't easy. The fact that the program was laid out in such a way that the deep digging started early in order to get the understanding of what motivated me to behave the way I did today. It surprised me that the amount of resources and support that was available, that my classmates were always available, and that you were so hands-on, Lisa, with us as we went through this. I knew that if I was in dire straits, you would be there. Get off the fence. I think that if anybody thinks they need the program, they do. And even those of us, I didn't think I was all that bad in the beginning. There is no way when the work is put in not to benefit from this program. This is all positive. And it just was phenomenal. In any of the previous approaches I tried, no one ever talked about the brain in survival mode. Outside looking in, I looked very average and I did what was put in front of me to do, but what I thought and how I felt and how I behaved never matched. It was never the same. That just floored me. I was on autopilot all of my life. We, from the outside again, would think I had it all together. And I worked very hard at projecting that. I was so fearful that if anybody really knew what was going on in my head, they were going to lock me up. I lived in a constant state of waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I did not have the proper tools to do it at all until I took the Breakthrough program. Thank you, and I love you very much. I thank you for your generosity. I thank you for your transparency and your vulnerability in putting this out there. There are so many people that just don't know what's wrong with them. And your honesty, as risky as it was, just resonated with me and so many other people that I know. And I thank you so much for your gracious sharing of this great, great gift.